Welcome to another episode of the Contractors Innovation Podcast. And today we have a very interesting guest. And his name is Wassim Mahfouz. Can you pronounce it properly, Wassim?
Yes, it's Wassim Mahfouz.
Wassim Mahfouz. We hope that Mohammed joins us. He's another brother Muslim guy. And I think you'd have an interesting conversation. Send an email to Mohammed if you could, Dante.
I did. I sent it to him.
Sometimes he's 9 hours ahead, right? So when we do it at night, I think sometimes he sleeps, not often, but
So it's like 5 in the morning right now in Pakistan.
Yes.
Yeah. 5 in the morning. I woke up at 5 in the morning because here in Canada, the birds start chirping like 5 in the morning. They start to chirp.
So Wasima, we want you to do a little bit of your own introduction. So in other words, how did we meet? And you had contacted me earlier, and then I think you saw the Chem Concrete podcast, correct?
Yes.
And you know Sam.
Yes.
How do you know Sam?
So I was in contact with Sam for 1 year, time now, and we had a discussion about the Middle East market. Chem Concrete, they have interest to establish presence in the region. And Sam knows me and knows my background from the area. I've been working in that area for a long time, working with a specialized contracting company, 15 years in the waterproofing and repair and strengthening business of existing concrete structures. I showed interest with the product, and I know it has a potential in the region. And here where we started. And then I was following the page of Chem Concrete, and I saw your podcast last time, and I attended it. And I contact you, Martin. It was a great pleasure to me to contact you and talk to you, and very much happy to join you guys today.
Yeah, no, we're happy to have you. We talked briefly when we had our phone conversation for the first time, and I have lots of questions about your technology, and you have a unique association. So I think what you're trying to do is connect people, right? Connect good engineers. And how do you articulate that?
Exactly. So before I start explaining about the technology and the idea of the platform, just allow me to introduce a little bit myself and about the background and experience that I gain over the years. So I was working for I started my career with Sika, the chemical construction company, the known chemical construction company, for a couple of years. And then I joined a specialized construction company in the Middle East. It's called Kabani Construction Group. They are a large and diversified group. I had the chance to lead their technical department and the research and development department. So I was obviously involved in the training of new engineers and introducing new products and technologies to the company. That was mainly my role. At the same time, I was involved in the technical issues, solving problems, contacting the consultants, doing technical presentations to the customers. I was very much doing business development from a technical background, and the training and business development for the company.
So Wassim, let me interrupt you for a sec.
Yes.
Very intelligent people like you talk fast. I think sometimes. And I want you to try and slow down. Now, what was the name of the construction group again?
Why were my eyes going cross-eyed?
Mine were, Brian. I don't look in your eyes.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
The company name is Kabani Construction Group.
How do you spell it?
Kabbani, Kabani Construction Group.
How big would that be? Would that be 100 employees or 1,000?
More than 5,000 employees.
Really, more than 5,000?
Yes, it's a huge company.
And they work through the Middle East.
They work
Or-
mainly in the Middle East. They have branches all over in the Middle East. They are headquartered in Saudi Arabia, but they have branches all over the Gulf region.
Very good.
And
Are
then,
are those workers in the office or both on the office and on the ground?
no, everybody. So this includes the office team and the construction team and the laborers for sure.
Okay.
Are we allowed to talk about Iran and what's going on with Saudi Arabia? Not really. Maybe we won't talk about that, eh? Okay.
No, they are open for discussion. Discussion is, but from a different perspective.
Let's do this stuff first.
Yeah.
Let's wait to get canceled at the end. Let's wait till the end to get canceled. Okay,
Yes,
guys?
yes.
Let's get the information out. Let's get the information out.
Was it Sika was the main product line for the group? Or there Sika?
They normally, a group like Kabani, certainly they work with the local manufacturing companies and local suppliers like Sika. Sika exists everywhere. So, Sika, they have a huge manufacturing plant in Saudi Arabia, in UAE. So the group used to use Sika products because they are manufactured locally and easy to access. But my role was actually to find new products and technologies worldwide and introduce it to the market to provide a competitive edge to the company. So let's say there is a new product in USA or in Canada or in Europe. My role was to discover. Yes, like Chem Concrete. Yes, like Chem Concrete.
Right.
If I'm still working with the Kabani these days and I see a product like Chem Concrete, for sure I will do my best to acquire this product and add it to the list, for sure. This is exactly what I was doing, Martin. Following up, attending seminars, looking for new technologies and products, and add it to the company. At the same time, I was responsible to link the company with these suppliers and with their experts. And here comes my connection and my over the years. So I created a link with the international experts, consultants. We used to have special and challenging repair and strengthening projects, and we had to collaborate with experts. My role was to contact this expert, create with them a link, and bring them to Saudi Arabia to assist us in this project. And here comes my experience and my link and relationship with these experts. At the same time, as I said, I was responsible for the training. So over the years, I have prepared like thousands of slides for case studies, for projects, for technical seminars, accumulated all this, and created a library for myself. I called it a discovery program. And it was the program that I offered to the engineers when they joined that group. So all the engineers that are recruited within the group, they have to pass by our headquarters where I was located to have this course. And I prepared the engineers for like 1 month, stay with them for training. And then I sent them over to all other branches.
So did you do, why don't you talk a little bit about some of the products? Did you do carbon fiber?
Yes.
Fiber?
Yes, certainly. We were the first to introduce the carbon fiber to Saudi Arabia in major projects. We did major repair and strengthening project with CFRP in all its type, in the sheet, carbon fiber rods, external PT, everything. We did some major projects. One of them is considered iconic project, which is the Holy Mosque in Mecca. Certainly, it was in 2009. We strengthened all the Ottoman part of the Holy Mosque by wrapping the column, circular column with CFRP. And we had to use also special fireproofing material to protect this material against fire, to allow the prayers to escape in case of fire, and provide them at least 2 hours fire rating. rating. It was a big challenge that time. We didn't have a proper fireproofing material. So I collaborated with Sika and with some experts, and we did a full-scale fireproofing system for the column in Belgium, in Wellington Fire Agent Labs. So we simulate the same column with the same material, with the same size, with the same dimension of 6-meter height, 80 centimeter diameter, and we wrapped it with carbon fiber, and then we put it in a furnace and applied the same load to the column.
So I was going to ask about the key layer for the fireproofing that gives you 2 hours. What is that layer?
Actually, at that time, we kind of created a combination with the cementitious material and with other products. But we had some challenges related to the evaporation of the water content from the cementitious product inside the furnace, because if you have this evaporation, the water, we wanted to have like 80 degrees Celsius on the surface of the carbon fiber, but we had a challenge because the evaporation of the water is 100 degree. So even the material is protecting, we're having another heat generated from the vapor that achieves the concrete. So we had to use like a aluminum foil around the column before we install. It was a trial, we did it, and then after that we moved to another technology from US. I really forgot the name of the product.
But it's cementitious, or let's say.
But we passed the test. We passed the test, and we got the required result. Later on, development happened. I'm talking about 2007, 2008. Today, there are in the market some products that can provide this 2 hours fire rating for the FRP materials.
So do you spend your days on the phone talking to people, giving advice? And what percentage of time are you billable? That's what I'd like to know. How do I get more billable?
I work like, not much really. I work like 6 hours a day doing video calls and seminars and stuff. If you mean connecting with the experts, it's project by project, Martin. So I'm not all the time online. If we have a project and we need to do something, we need to do some preparation before. But later on, we use the smart helmet to connect with the expert on site.
Smart helmet. What's a smart helmet?
It's what your head is. No, it's interesting. Brian listens. He listens. You see how quickly
what's a smart helmet? It's already.
He wants to learn. Hey, Wassim, are you gonna share anything with us? Do you have the ability to share? So why don't you share when you want here? You want to show the helmet? Why don't you show the helmet right away?
Yes, I'm gonna share
it too. Yeah. And William's on, eh? Wassim, this is William.
Good day, William.
Hey, William, how are you?
Hey, not bad.
William wants.
I haven't talked to you.
Oh, you talked to him before, eh?
Yeah,
William?
we've talked.
We had a discussion before about the Shotcrete, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
Yes.
He's going to come to the Middle East for you. He's mobile. He's working in nuclear right now. William,
hey, what about me, Habibi?
Oh yeah, you can come. You can be his laborer, William's laborer. Brian is in Local 183, which is the biggest union in Toronto, and he's a concrete specialist as well. But I don't think you've ever worked with William, right, Brian?
No.
Not directly. I don't think. No.
Mostly residential stuff or commercial?
A little bit of both. Industrial as well. Like there was some stuff with HC in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And he worked in buildings. He worked for Monster Minis. But Brian, tell us a little bit with the news you have, because I'm sure even Wassim would relate.
Why you gotta be this way? Why you gotta do the fireworks before the ink is dry? We gotta wait.
Oh, you're not allowed to talk about it? You're not allowed
not
to talk
yet, not yet. Only the interior office knows about us, about the things, about the specialty stuff. So maybe the next podcast will be ready. So stay tuned for big news the next podcast.
You let us know. But
yes.
it's like James Bond, eh? like the.
Oh, well, and that's the thing. Like business in like construction business is very. You got to be very smart. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of, you know, you know, it's you can't tell all your secrets right away. You got to be smart about stuff because someone else will come and try to do you one over. You know what I mean? Like without even realizing that person was
Yeah.
even watching, right? So it's a business. It's very you got to be on your toes. Keep your head on a swivel. So
So it's maybe it's like women, right? Similar
it's
to
like
women.
I have my experiences. 0 for 30 right now. 0 for 30.
Well, keep doing the stand up.
Yeah.
Anyway, William, let's go to one of the key things here and talk about doing shotcrete in the Middle East, because I think Wassim was interested in having some relationship with Canadians, or let's say William in particular. But how do you deal with the temperature? I mean, that's the obvious thing. It's 50 degrees, is it not? 50 degrees.
Yes. Sometimes we work under very high temperature, like the normal temperature that we work with is around 43 in the summer, but sometimes it reaches 52. But we used to it. We are following the ACI for the high temperature. We use cold water. We monitor the temperature of the concrete. We do everything possible and needed.
So you use ice.
Hey, what about this helmet? Did you find this helmet?
Do you put ice? Yeah, we're going to see the helmet.
Yes, I'm looking for the presentation.
Okay. Don't bring it up. Don't start sidetracking.
The problem is my license, my 365 Microsoft license is a cloud based, so sometimes it's taking time. I'm uploading the presentation now.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Would this be a PowerPoint?
Yes.
So these are one of the 1,000 videos that you had to put together over the years.
Yes. So if you allow me with this time, just to go over a little bit the business model that Martin talked about. So with this, after I finished with the Kabani construction group, I joined another US-based company that is very well known also in the same field. It's called Structural Technologies. If you guys knows about this company, They are based in Baltimore, and they have branches also all over the US. In Canada, recently they acquired Vector Group. And also they have presence in the Middle East. So I was working with them for a couple of years before I resigned and I established my company, Commander. The whole idea of Commander was to benefit and leverage from this experience and from this link with the experts. So we used to do for every type of concrete structure, investigation, design, build. We call it IDB. So we investigate the structure, we design solution, and then we implement the solution through building. This is what we are doing normally. So, and this is what I used to do for a very long time with Kabani and with the structural technologies. But when I resigned and I started thinking of my own career, I said, I cannot do the same because it's gonna take a lot of time preparing a construction company, laborers, supervisors, engineers. It's a big issue. And for me, being in Canada and leveraging this experience in the Middle East was almost impossible. So I changed a little bit the process and I called it investigation, design, supply, build, monitoring. So I developed the process from IDB to investigation, design, supply, build, monitoring. And I'll tell you why and how. So I thought, okay, I'm in Canada. I need to investigate and inspect the structure and design a solution. I think I can do this remotely. I start thinking this way. There is no need for me to be there unless I need to do an inspection, unless I need to see what's going on with the structure. This is the first type. I said, okay, let me solve this issue first. So I then start looking at the technology that allows me to inspect or to see the structure remotely without the need for me to be there. I looked over, did some research, and I found that automotive industry and medical industry, they are using something called augmented reality technology, and they are using, this is the software, and they are using the hardware. It's a smart helmet. So, for example, if a Porsche design, if a Porsche car gets damaged in the engine, for example, in Saudi Arabia, a technician from Germany can explain to the technician who is wearing the helmet via the augmented reality, the technician can see the screen of the technician in Germany in front of him, and he can explain to him step by step with his hands free, so he can implement what he sees in the screen. So this is
basically it's a visor that you wear,
yes,
and then somebody in another country will see what you're seeing.
Yes, exactly. Let me share the screen now just to
And you
explain a
can talk
little
back
bit.
and forth.
Exactly.
Wow, that's cool. I'll never go to work again. I'll
Wonder
never
what-
go to work again.
You never work.
Yeah.
Concrete will never be level.
Do you
I
guys see
know.
my
I need my
screen?
hand.
Yeah.
Yes, we see it.
That's funny.
Okay, so this is the company. This is Commander. So Commander is an international technology-based engineering and specialized construction company that uses augmented advanced technology like augmented reality and AI solutions to provide remote expert advice at the different stage of the project. So we established this stages, the process: investigate, design, supply, build, monitoring. And at every single step of the process, we are engaging the technology to reach out to our customers. And this is the helmet. This is the helmet. The helmet is a construction helmet attached to this device. This device has a camera here and a screen here. So the camera broadcasts what the engineer sees at site to the expert. And the engineer who is wearing the helmet, he can see the screen here of the expert. And they can interface and they can have everything. For example, we can prepare inspection checklist that is digital, step by step, so the engineer at site can implement it. And let me show you this.
So it's obviously recording and
Yes.
and videoing. So
It's videoing, recording, interacting, taking photos, putting notes on the photos, adding stuff to the photo. It's so many things together.
You'll have a live screen and you'll see whatever they want to upload as well, correct?
Exactly.
So it's like having a little computer screen right there
In front of you. In front of you.
Amazing. That's
This
amazing.
is exactly the summary of it. So the expert is sitting on his desk, seeing what the engineer is seeing here and what the engineer is doing. And the engineer, when he looks here, he can see a projected view of this screen. So he can get instructions, he can get inspection checklist, he can get everything with his hands free, because it's very critical and unsafe to use something like this at site while you're working. It's a construction safety issue. So that's why the technology, to be honest, the technology still has to be enhanced. It's not designed perfectly for the construction site. Now what we are trying to do is trying to develop our own solution for the construction. Till now, we are still using solutions and technologies that are developed for other industry, but we are working to make this more construction friendly, I would say, to be able to implement our solution the right way.
You want to make it more rugged, so it could take the
Exactly.
dust, it could take water, it could take a fall.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because right now
Exactly.
it's sensitive or whatever, but you know it's
Exactly.
more like
It's good for inspection, Brian. Now it's good for going to site, inspect an element, take photos, explain to the expert, put notes on the photo to the expert, exchange with the expert. It's a good option.
Yes.
what does that equipment cost? If I was to
The device, the helmet is around $3,000 to $4,000. But the software, it's a registration of around $100 per month, something like this.
And I guess there's no patentable idea there, is there?
It's
No, it's just a practical. Just a practical.
It's a practical. I don't think it's a patented idea. It's just a way. It's a new practice. I would say it's a new practice.
Mhm. Yeah, we have so for example, my boss, he's running 6 companies and 400 employees, and he likes to have the final say for everything. For example, so he's got to drive from Mississauga to Niagara Falls to okay stuff sometimes. Do you know what I mean? He's got to actually go there, see it, explain what he wants, because he's still old school. If he had something like this, he could tell the foreman, "Hey, put on the video camera for a second. Let me see what's going on." Right? And then this way he can actually work at the same time with his hands and fix, say, a plumbing problem or a wiring issue. A wiring issue would be really good. You know what I mean? If someone, an actual electrician, is looking at something that he can tell you right away, "Hey, turn this off or turn that switch off," or something, right?
Yes,
So,
Brian. It's perfect for maintenance, exactly the way you describe. It's very excellent tool for maintenance, for example.
correct.
Equipment like HAVC in the building, problems with the electrical system, problem with the certainly it's a big time. But for the concrete construction, we still have to do some development to better accommodate our requirements.
Yes, 100%. Make something a little more rugged, make it maybe a cheaper model, something that's more cost effective as well, that we can use, we could send around you could have multiple in a company. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
They would all work on a network.
Yes.
So you can have one person talking to multiple people.
We can invite more than one to the video call.
Correct. So you can
Yes.
have an army of helmets with one person talking to everybody.
Actually, one helmet and probably more than, I don't know, 10 experts, for example, at the same time discussing the same issue. There is no problem with that.
Yeah, I get it. Sort of like a Zoom call.
It's a Zoom call. It's a portable computer, guys. It's a portable computer just in front of you at the job site.
Do you have to use Zoom or Microsoft Teams to make it work?
No, it's the software or the software part. It's already contains like video streaming option.
Proprietary.
And yes, and they can add as many as they want, like expert as they want.
For example, if you're a superintendent of a building, and now you have a certain issue, you can ask for a specific expert to give you the information.
Now, let me explain to you our business model and how we are accommodating the expert and how we are inviting the experts to the job. And I'll give you probably an example of 1 or 2 projects that we already completed in the Middle East and was completely run and designed and run and supervised by international experts without their without their presence at the job site or travel. So, as I mentioned, we are trying to build in our company full capabilities, starting from investigating the structure, designing the solution. So, investigating the structure, when we say investigation, we're talking about all concrete structures, whether it's a building, it's a tunnel, it's a bridge, it's all type of concrete structures. And then when we inspect the structure, we certainly use special technologies and special solutions. And here comes what's called technology kit. And I'm going to mention in the process why I call the technology kit and how I'm using the technology kit to provide our partner with the right tools and competitive edge to be the first in the market. So we investigate with the special technique and solutions. I'm all the time looking for in the market for whatever new in the inspection field. So we acquired the inspection with the drones. We acquired the inspection with the crawlers. We acquired the inspection with the special AVT testing, which is called ambient vibration testing. So whatever new technology, I'm all the time looking at the new partners and new technologies and try to add them to our network and to our technology kit. After we investigate using the right equipment and the right tools and the right expertise, we design the solution. The design of the solution comes also with international experts. These international experts are top people. We select the top people with more than 30 years of experience, mainly 20 years, 30 years of experience in the design. So we have very professional structural engineers, very professional geotechnical engineers, very professional repair and strengthening engineers, cathodic protection, all type of expertise are working with us remotely and for very long time. And we made with them very successful projects. Supply. So when we investigate and we design, we try to specify in the specification of the project. Certainly, we're not competing with the local markets and local product guys. For example, if Sika exists, let me talk about Qatar, for example. In Qatar, we have a partner, a company. So when we do investigation and design, we try to specify for them products and solutions, but we do not compete with the local market. We do not compete with Sika, for example. We do not compete with the companies that are already there and selling products, because these are our collaborators as well. So we don't want to bring, for example, repair material that exists in Qatar. Why should I bring a material that exists in Qatar? But what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to introduce through our technology kit new solutions and products that does not exist, add value to the project, to the owner, and to our partner. For example, Chem Concrete. Chem Concrete is not competing with any product of Sika range, right? It's superior to this, superior to Sika products and Sika range. So if we have Chem Concrete, and it is already in our technology kit for that region, we provide our partner with Chem Concrete as waterproofing admixtures. We have other products like special treatment for the concrete, like crystalline solutions for the repair. We have like carbon fiber material. We have like external PT solution. We have a special anodic system for the cathodic protection. All this are technology kit. And at the same time, not only products, we have technologies as well. We have ambient vibration testing. We have special load test for the bridges.
Wassim, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
What size kit for Chem Concrete? You sell the liquid in certain size pail?
We are still in discussion. Suhail, now I placed the first order for Morocco. It's only a trial, and for testing, we need to test the material. For example, in Morocco, you cannot use the material unless you test it. The original plan was that we need to manufacture the product. We import the raw material from Chem Concrete, and then we mix it in Morocco and in Saudi Arabia. But lately, Sam changed his mind, and I think they started their own manufacturing plant in China, and soon they're gonna start producing. And he said with this new plant, the cost will be cheaper to chip directly without mixing in the region. So I'm still not yet.
So you're not sure about package size, because it's a question.
Not yet.
Logically, it's 3 gallons per cubic meter, correct? Like, do you have a measurement that you remember? Like I always try to remember stuff. So 3 gallons per cubic meter.
2% of by the weight of cement. By the weight of cement.
That's what you use, eh?
7 liters.
You said something earlier that you're not competing. Chem Concrete's not competing with other products. Is it because it's unique compared to other products?
Yes, I mean, it's not competing. We don't want to compete in the market with the product that exists, because you will understand, Brian, why I'm not competing with these suppliers for a reason. Because if you allow me to continue the explanation of the process, you will understand why. So the supply of the product is the technology kit, and then in every country we operate, we select a partner, a contractor, probably who knows nothing about our work. He knows nothing about waterproofing, about repair, about strengthening, or probably they have previous experience. So what we do, and here comes my experience with the training and licensing and stuff. So what we do, we have the discovery program. We provide a license to that contractor. We train them on our solutions and technologies, and we provide them with the technology kit, and we start with them developing the market. Now, if we bring material that compete with Sika will not provide leads or will not assist us in the market. So it's a big business for us and for Sika. So it's not our benefit or our partner benefit to create competition with the products like Sika. We are only introducing with the technology kit new technologies and solutions that are unique, only unique products.
Chem concrete is very unique. I've never seen a product like this. I've never seen what it does, the way that it does it, and yes, that's cool. I understand.
Wassim, can you tell us about some other products that are unique, like things that at the top? We know Chem concrete. Yeah,
we use also a product from Australia. It's called Redcon Formula 7. It's a sodium silicate, biochemically modified sodium silicate. It's like colorless. You just spray it on the concrete. It's mainly for the roof, for dynamic roofs, like terrace, like bridges. When you spray it on the concrete, it penetrates in the concrete up to 2 centimeters and reacts with the free calcium to form non-soluble gel inside the pores and at the top 2 centimeters of the surface. This material is very unique, and we normally prove the result to the customer by taking a small chunk of the concrete and crush it, and you put it in a glass bottle, and we add the Redcon Formula 7 to it. We shake it, and the second day we come and we see a layer of gel on top.
So is it a nanotechnology or is it high bond?
It's a nanotechnology that goes deep to the very microfine level of the concrete pores and concrete capillaries. The viscosity of the product is like water. I think it's very, very close to water viscosity. So it penetrates the same way in the concrete, the same process and same viscosity like water, and have this chemical reaction with the free lime to form this non-soluble gel component inside the concrete.
So what is the consistency of the product when you put it on concrete? Is it water?
You just spray it. You just spray it like
spray.
It's a spray at a rate of 1 liter covers like 5 square meter, something like this.
Interesting.
And it turns the top layer into gel?
Yes. It forms in the pores and in the capillaries of the concrete a jelly material that adheres to the surface of the internal surfaces of the pores and the capillaries.
So would it be salt resistant? Sorry, Brian. Would it be salt resistant?
Yes, it is salt resistant. They used it for bridge deck protection. And it's very fast application, very fast application. You just spray it. Surface preparation is minimum. All you have to do whenever you have cracks, there is some special treatment for the cracks. But normally, I don't like to use it in a cracked surface. I used it only on like new terraces, new bridge deck. This is what we.
And in theory, would that be reapplied every 5 years, maybe? You're not yet sure yet.
No, you don't have to. You don't have. They are claiming the gel stays active for the duration of the life of the concrete.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
I can share the name of the product in the chat.
Yeah, that would be good.
So you guys can check it and have more information from their website.
And that's very unique that you see all kinds of products from all around the world, and you've been doing this for such a long time. I learned some new stuff today, that's for sure.
So for the carbon fiber, for example, we are following, for example, there is a company in US, it's called the Quake Wrap. It's an Iranian doctor, his name is Mo Ihsani. I'm working with this guy for a very long time. He has very special solutions, for example, for the repair and the strengthening of concrete pipeline, as well as marine structures. So we added his products to our technology kit, and we are trying to specify it whenever we have the opportunity to do so.
Very cool.
We do have other solutions, certainly, like there is a company here in Montreal. It's called Sensiquake. It's also developed by Iranians. Iranians are everywhere. They are very smart people. So they developed a solution called ambient vibration testing. They test the structure based on, they check the response of the structure to natural frequencies. So as we are sitting now, there are natural frequencies in the natural vibration in the nature that we cannot, as a human, sense. But these are very special and very precise sensors. They can detect this vibration, and they can we can put it on the structure in a certain distribution based on certain pre-design or layout or instrumentation plan, and then we can detect the behavior of the structure with the lateral movement in both direction, X and Y, and also torsion and vertical displacement. So we can see accurately and real time how the structure is behaving to this natural frequency. And if there is misconduct or misbehavior in the structure, we can detect issues like the material characteristic, cavities in the soil beneath the foundation, stuff like that. So we can detect defects in the structure in a very simple test. In Commander, we have introduced this technology because we normally use the non-destructive testing equipment to assess a structure. And we normally, what we are doing, if we have a structure and we don't have enough, and most of the structure in the Middle East, for example, bridges, we don't have drawings, we don't have information. They are all the structures, and they do not have records of these structures. And then they want to assess the condition of the bridge. So normally what we do...
Why don't you guys have records of your stuff? Why is it all gone? Why do you not have records?
Records of what?
You just said you don't have records of how the structures are built? Is
No,
that what
the bridges in Saudi, for example, there are bridges that were built, for example, like in 1980, and they were built based on blueprints. Unfortunately, and I don't know why, they lost the documentation or the design drawings of these structures. There are a lot of structures. For example, in Saudi, they have like 7,000 bridge, maybe 2,000. They have no data, no clue about it. They have no information.
Hey, you know what? I wouldn't feel too bad. NASA lost all the moon landing footage, so don't worry. Don't worry about it. Don't feel so bad. NASA lost everything. Like, we don't even know how to build a spaceship anymore. We have to. Yeah. Elon is starting all over because they. Yes, so again. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. We'll figure it out.
It's a clerical work. I think it's a problem in the clerical work, and you know this. So when we inspect a structure, we have to, for example, check the existing reinforcing bars. So we have to use the GPR, and we have to use other techniques to explore what's behind the surface. And certainly these techniques cannot provide us full comprehensive information. We can locate, we can use some locations, estimate some areas that are of importance to us. We do this random check here and there to get, I would say we will get like 20 to 30% of the needed information. And we will keep the structural engineer to do a lot of assumptions to build his model and investigate and check the condition of the structure, accompanied probably with some load testing and the stuff. But this technology today is really breakthrough because when you test the structure, you can see its behavior, its real behavior. And then if you see a defect somewhere or non-abnormal behavior, then you can focus your NDT specifically on this area. And then you can explore exactly what happened. So that's why in our approach, we called it targeted NDT. So targeted treatment or targeted NDT program. So we test the structure for overall behavior, and then we focus on the defects area to check what's going on and provide more comprehensive result to the customer. We use this technology in many projects. Recently, we completed a big stadium in Saudi Arabia. It's King Fahd Stadium. We used our technology to inspect two existing parts of the structure. They wanted to develop the stadium from 52,000 seats to 75,000 seats. And they have two parts of the structure that should remain and strengthened. And the problem was that the new load are like 5 times more than the original loads. So we have to do a lot of investigation, understanding the actual site condition of the existing structures before we strengthen. And this is very critical structure. Thousands of people will be kind of.
So the technology gives you kind of an idea of what is there right now, because you don't have plans for it. So then your technology will find out, hey, look, there's rebar, or hey, this is 10 feet thick of concrete, or correct?
Right. It doesn't go to that level, Brian, of detailing, but it provides the overall condition of the structure. I mean, the actual, I would say the actual health of the structure. Let me put it this way. The health of the structure. If the structure is good enough to be repaired, to be strengthened, do we have any major issue? You can see if the structure is behaving well, you can assure that, yes, you can proceed with the repair, you can do some further step ahead and then continue your work. While in some, you're probably gonna need to spend a lot of time understanding the actual condition before you decide what to do with the structure.
Correct. Yeah, start fresh or fix what you have.
Exactly. There are also other technologies related to special repair material for the sewage, for example, systems like cementitious products that are H2S resistant. This is a Vandex from Switzerland, a company called Vandex from Switzerland. They have developed a special repair solution for sewage network and municipal and industrial sewage main holes and pipelines. We acquired this product in the technology kit, and we are promoting it wherever we go. So many products. We have more than 15 products added to the technology kit, and we are all the time keep looking for new solutions and new invention. And one of the main purpose to contact Martin was to learn more about his solution. And also I talked to William long time ago, and I'll explain later why we wanted to acquire the Shotcrete capabilities, because we are I used to work for a waterproofing company, and here comes, if you want, we can move to another subject, Martin, related to the waterproofing of below grade structures. In the Middle East, you see in Dubai all these nice buildings, high-rise structures. They are embedded in the soil with 2 or 3 level of basement, parking garage or stuff, and these are underwater. And they have
when you say underwater, like literally underwater?
Literally underwater. They are under seawater, so under hydrostatic pressure. We're not talking about rainwater accumulated. We're talking about...
There's a retaining wall holding back the water?
Exactly.
So they're tanked. They're like
they are tank. They are complete tank embedded inside inside the soil. So you have water table.
Nice. A water table is high in Saudi Arabia?
In Jeddah, for example, in some location, you just dig 1 meter, you find water.
And that's salt water.
Salt water, very aggressive environment for concrete.
Well, yeah, and Chem concrete will repel the salt water.
Certainly, this is part of our offering now and what we are trying to achieve.
So what
Very nice.
to jump forward a bit, Brian?
Yeah.
I want to suggest William use Chem concrete in the Middle East in Shotcrete form, and that he wears the helmet. Right? I like to see the helmet on William. So so would you. So let's say William had one of your helmets, and that cost, let's say, $5,000. I think you said something like that. You would have to rent him one or something, but could he get a decent rate per hour sitting in Cambridge? He lives in Cambridge. It's not far from here.
Yes, if you allow me, the waterproofing concept really is something that I need to explain to you guys like in details a little bit. I used to work for Kabani Construction Group, and they are the biggest waterproofing company in the Middle East, and I think it's worldwide in terms of volume. Because the amount of buildings, and I was explaining the buildings that are below the water, 3 to 4 floors. So the amount of membrane, the square meter of membrane that been installed in that area are huge. I mean, and that's why they are the biggest. And are
those slurry walls? Do they put in slurry walls? Like they dig underwater and put in?
Yes. So what they do, they for example, if there is water, they if there is need to support certainly micro piles around, piling system around, secant piles or whatever geotechnical solution, and they certainly dewater the area.
Is there a lot of secant piles in that?
A lot of secant piles, yes.
That's worldwide, eh?
Yes. They use a lot of secant pile, and then they dewater the then they pump the water out and they send it to the municipal pipelines agreed with the municipality, and then they start excavation in a dry condition. But when they build and start adding load, then they close the water and they see the result of the waterproofing. So after they complete the basement, it needs to be, it's the buoyancy, the volume of the concrete needs to be equivalent to the buoyancy pressure from the water. Then they can release the water completely and see the result of the waterproofing.
So they literally pump out the water. But do you have blindside waterproofing? Do you have membrane systems?
Yes, certainly. I used to use install bituminous membrane. I'll tell you exactly what are the solutions used in the region. So a double layer of bituminous membrane, 4 millimeter each, is one of the solution for the below grade. It's not a good solution. A lot of problems happened later. They used EPDM membrane, though the EPDM is not designed for underground, more for roofing, but they used it for underground for a long time. And then PVC membrane. Sika came later with something called compartment system. I don't know if you guys are aware with the compartment system. What is it exactly? It was a kind of invention by Sika, but unfortunately it was a disaster because what they do, they convinced the contractor and the owners that we will divide your, if you install the membrane and you have a single point of or a single source of leakage, water can travel between the membrane and concrete and goes inside the concrete in the weak points of the concrete, right? So what Sika was trying to say, okay, in order not to have this issue, we will try to create compartments, and then we will keep water. If something happened, we will keep water inside that compartment. We will not allow the water from one compartment to other. And then this compartment from inside, we will have like tubes, so we can inject material between the PVC membrane and the concrete to close the water. Unfortunately, because
that's what they used in the subways.
Yes,
they
use PVC water stop to have this compartment. So they they have 2 rows, horizontal and vertical, every 3 meters of PVC water stop that are external water stop, and then they weld the membrane to that PVC to create this compartment of 3 meter by 3 meter, and they install like tubes from outside and they extend it to inside the building. In case something happened, they can inject in these tubes to fill the gap between the membrane and the concrete. Unfortunately, what happens, the concrete, certainly when you put PVC water stop, you cannot properly place the concrete, and segregation can happen between around the water stops, and the water started to move from one compartment to another. So Sika inject the third compartment, the water comes to the other one, then they move to the other. So the owners pays a lot of money, and Sika made a lot of money out of this. So, now, and then I think Sika stopped this solution these days. I think they stopped it completely now.
And now Chem concrete, if you just shoot that on the wall, you can eliminate all of that stuff.
Yeah, solution is a combination. Our solution is combination. I will explain about our solution. It's a combination of Chem concrete with other stuff in addition to achieve the goal. After the PVC membrane, they start using in the market something called a pre-applied system. A pre-applied system is a technology where a membrane treated with a special chemical on the surface. When you pour the concrete on that chemical, the material, the membrane adhered to the concrete, to the hardened concrete. So the reaction is delayed between the fresh concrete and the membrane till the concrete is hardened, and then this material becomes like a glue between the hardened concrete and the membrane. So kind of, it's called the pre-applied self-adhesive membrane. It was better than other, but also does not eliminate the issue of leakages, because even the project that were installed with this type of membrane, they were leaking big time as well. I think nobody can guarantee at the job site a proper adhesion with the membrane. I don't think it was a good solution at all. Maybe it eliminates a little bit the amount of water infiltration, but I don't think it is a final solution for the infiltration. So and my experience,
even human error, when you start adding membranes and stuff, human error, the person who's putting it on misses something, or it's cut or whatever. There's always a problem with membranes.
Exactly. I can show you some a lot of issues that can happen at site with the membrane. So I have a lot of photos. Maybe in one presentation I can show it to you. But as you said, Brian, there are more than 20 factors that can affect the quality of the membrane, and they are out of control. Most of them are out of control. You cannot control a huge site with laborers running every day and doing some stuff that are not really supervised well. You cannot prevent, for example, a contractor, electrical contractor, for example, to punch the membrane with a nail to install his stuff. So many complicated things at the job site happen without the notice of the consultant of the project or the even waterproofing contractor. So membrane cannot be controlled. My conclusion from all this experience is that the membrane for me was for a certain time only protection, but to have a watertight structure, you have to have watertight concrete, and to achieve watertight concrete, you have to really work hard on so many aspects, and this is what we are tried over the years to achieve, and I think we have a good solution now. At least the absorption part of the concrete is sorted out now with Chem concrete. Now we still have to treat cracks, we still have to treat joints, we still have to repair concrete. So our approach
but I think Chem concrete eliminates a lot of that.
Chem concrete can grant you a durable and watertight concrete, but we cannot. Chem concrete by itself cannot eliminate cracking, cannot eliminate bad workmanship, cannot eliminate things that can happen at site during concrete pouring. So that's why with Chem concrete you have to have an engineered solution, and that's why we call our solution engineered waterproofing system. So what we do, we review the design of the basement, because structural engineers normally when they design a structure, they design for strengths, and they don't really pay attention to the small details that are related to the steel detailing to reduce or eliminate. I would not say eliminate, reduce the width of the crack. Very similar when we design a tank. When you design a tank, you have to add enough reinforcing bar to prevent the cracking. So what we are doing, we are reviewing the design, trying to add some details to prevent some cracking. Some type of cracking is called early thermal contracting cracking that happened between the raft and the wall. So, and we added to our solution something like post-tensioning cables in the vertical wall to keep the walls under compression to prevent the cracking. So this is an additional safety factor. So if the structural engineer has his reinforcing bar in the wall, what we do only we add some cables that are intended with the dead end and live end, input and output, like the electrical electrical boxes, and then we extend our cables in the wall at a certain height to keep it for post-tensioning later, to try to keep the wall under compression and reduce the cracking and eliminate the cracking. And then certainly we have solutions for the treatment of the joints. We have solutions for and the whole idea is to repair the concrete to make it watertight. I'm going to give you an example here of why we came with this idea. We know that concrete does not allow water to pass through. Concrete absorbs water.
Concrete, correct. Yeah. It's porous.
And that's why,
porous. Water will,
yes, it's porous material and absorbs water. So that's why we can use Chem concrete. So we can solve the issue of the absorption of concrete with Chem concrete. That's point final. We're okay with that. So
it'll bead water. It'll bead it.
Exactly. If the client said, okay, you guys are not putting membrane, so water will be in contact with my concrete, and with the time, concrete will absorb water and will affect my rebars. Nothing like this will happen if we put Chem concrete. One final. This is already terminated. Now let's think about the cracking. So for water to go inside the concrete, it either go through the joints or through cold joints, or through construction joint, or cold joints, or penetrations, or tie rods, or cracking, or honeycombing. These are the defects that allows water to go inside the structure. So what if, for example, we have access to the structure from outside, and we were able to repair all these defects? So if we have the crack, we can open it in V shape and close it with repair mortar. If we have construction joint, we can open it in V shape and close it with repair mortar. Penetration, we can just break around it and fill it with the special material. Segregation, we can. So what if we repair the concrete and eliminate all these defects? Do you think water will come through? For sure not. What I did a job like this. It was
Remember the last project, that last chemical you said that you spray it on and it penetrates and it becomes like a rubber over top?
Yes. The problem here
is that on top of Chem concrete, would you
no,
be
Brian,
perfect?
Unfortunately, this product is not designed for hydrostatic pressure. It's designed only for roofing system. It resists rainwater, but not under hydrostatic pressure. It was tested, and the bond between the gel and the concrete does not resist hydrostatic pressure. Okay. So the whole idea to have watertight structure is to repair the concrete to make it watertight, and this is what we are trying to do.
Dante, I sent you a couple pictures. Can you look at what I sent you?
Sure.
Wassim, have you looked at our waterproof wall?
This is exactly what I'm interested in, and
so William, let's bring William into the because he's a shotcrete specialist, and I think he understands my details. But it's a waterproof wall, so it replaces Sika piling. But you still need
exactly what we are trying to do, Martin. And I tried to contact William long time ago for. So my idea was, I wanted to introduce the Shotcrete for the construction of the basements in the Middle East. With the Shotcrete, we have less water, more. We can if the nozzle man is really certified and qualified, we certainly can have more compact concrete, and will serve our purpose with no membrane in the basement.
Is there Shotcrete's a very small, like there's very few people doing it in
Yes,
Middle
they
East?
are not really certified and professional concrete sprayer. No, we need to work on this in the region, and that's why I'm working with my partners to provide certification. Part of our certification to the local partners is to provide them with special certification for Shotcrete, not only for waterproofing but also for the repair, for using the Shotcrete for repair gunite systems, for other stuff. So we need to work on this and get it part of our certification program.
So you have yourself an ideal mix, typically with. Do you have a mix that is with and without Chem concrete? Have you designed that mix?
Shotcrete?
Yeah, Shotcrete. With and without Chem concrete.
We have some approved, like I would say, approved Shotcrete mixes that we are using in the region that been tried before, but we didn't try the mix with the Chem concrete yet. We never tried it.
So the approved mix is ACI or whatever. I don't know what category it would be. Do you know Oscar? Do you know Oscar Duckworth? See?
Sorry?
Oscar Duckworth.
No.
He's sort of a famous guy that teaches people, but he's certified and he has people. He licenses people as nozzlemen. William, have you ever got your nozzleman ticket? Have you?
I never got my nozzleman, but I trained all the guys to get their nozzleman tickets.
Yeah, so you
They're all licensed.
technique.
Yeah, I did all the techniques and everything to train the guys to get it, but I never actually shot to get my own.
Now, the Shotcrete mix in Toronto, incorrectly, I think, is 450 kilograms per cubic meter of cement. And I think you can drop that to probably less than maybe 350 with Chem concrete. What do you think? We should try to figure that out.
I think we've used 350 before in certain places, and then up the slag and the fly ash in the mixes.
So that mix design could be with Chem concrete now.
Yeah.
And that mix would be valuable, Wassim, to even work on for your projects, right? In terms of if we could come up with a mix now with William. This is your detail. I'll let you talk. I did send a couple of pictures to Dante too, but
I only have the one picture of the beading.
Okay, well, show that for the purposes of the audience, you know,
Sure.
we might as well show that. I also sent you, I thought maybe I haven't pressed send yet. I sent you a FEH2O lock detail with anchors.
Can you see what I'm showing?
There's the beading. You've seen this picture before, Wassim. So this is Sam's picture, I think. We talked about it on my podcast.
Yes.
So for the benefit of anybody who watches this is Chem concrete and the unique properties that are dense.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know if the others are seeing it, but I don't see it.
Oh, interesting. You don't.
I have to stop sharing.
Yeah,
I think I have to stop sharing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Myself. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
no, I see.
So you see that. Okay. So then back to Wassim.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Dante.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna share with you guys again a little bit more about what we are trying to achieve with our waterproofing solution.
With Shotcrete?
Yes, including Shotcrete. I mean, this is what we used to do. So normally in the Middle East, they pour blinding concrete, they install the membrane, protection layer, and then another concrete layer of protection, 4 centimeter of protection or 5 centimeter of protection. And they have here like protection board on top of the membrane. This is for the horizontal part below the raft foundation. And then what they do, they remove this part, they break this concrete, the 5 centimeter here, and they take overlap from the membrane, and they go up with the membrane like this to fix it above the ground level by 15 centimeter with a mechanical fixation on top.
How thick is the membrane?
Membrane here, for example, this system, for example, this is a detail. Certainly, all the membrane are the same detail, but this one specifically was for double layer of bituminous membrane, 4 millimeter and 4 millimeter. So 8 millimeter plus protection board of another 4 millimeter. So normally.
So bituminous, you mean liquid?
No, not liquid.
No.
Roll.
No.
It's torch applied.
Yeah.
Torch applied.
Okay.
So this is only an example of the way we are. The envelope is created around the building. This membrane can be PVC, can be EPDM, can be any type of membrane. But this is only to show you the details, how we are installing the membrane and how we are creating an envelope around the basement if the basement is completely in the water. So it has to be like full tanking system, enveloping everything horizontal, vertical, and going above the soil level by 15 centimeter with mechanical fixation to prevent water infiltrating between the membrane and the concrete.
But is that a dewatered condition when you put the membrane?
Yes.
Like it's got Silicate wall?
Yes.
Proud of it?
Yes. Sometimes we have open cut or closed cut. When we have open cut, we have access to work from outside. When we don't have open cut, we have secant pile, or we have a blind-sided waterproofing membrane. We install the membrane to the wall, and then we pour the concrete against the membrane.
So, to interrupt you again, sorry to keep interrupting you, but
no problem.
I have questions coming.
Sure.
So if I used FEH2O lock, which is 2 5-inch layers of Chem concrete, and we have special details that are called feather edging. So we never overlap. Like we taper down and create a joint that's a 2-to-1 joint, on each layer, but we never repeat that joint. So that gives you, I think, a waterproof wall. So
yes.
what William could do is probably wear the helmet and start talking to people on the other side there. Obviously, at one point in time, he's going to want to go over there, but or send men over there that he trusts. Like, it's hard for William to talk to men that he doesn't know, right? What do you think, William?
Well, especially if they don't speak English, that would be very difficult.
Everybody speaks English. At least they can communicate for sure. English is the official language,
primary language, there.
Business language.
Sometimes Brian can't speak English.
Yeah.
Dante's so quiet.
Certainly,
Dante, you don't know if Dante can speak English because he's so quiet.
I'm listening and I'm learning.
Yeah, no, it's good. Go ahead, William.
But it would be the guy on site that wear the helmet, right? And then I would just be on the computer watching it.
Yes, exactly,
doing, right?
Exactly. So, for example, William, we can use the technology not to supervise the work. We can use the technology to train for training purpose.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, and then.
What's the time change between us in the Middle East? Let's say
now, for example, between Ottawa here and Saudi Arabia, it's 7 hours, and sometimes with the different during winter, it's 8 hours.
So William could do it on a Saturday. Typically, you could make a day. A lot of training's done on Saturdays here because of the nature of Monday to Friday workers, right?
Yeah.
So they train. If somebody comes in, it's often Friday and Saturday. What do you think, William? You could probably.
Well, it would be like evenings, right? Because it would be morning time there when it's evening here, right? So,
yes.
Okay.
So these are some details, guys, for the waterproofing. How they install the waterproofing. So they are kind of creating a full envelope. This is what we say when we say a blind-sided, Martin. Sometimes there is no secant pile. For example, there is only block wall, and they pour the concrete against the block wall only if there is no need if they don't have a pressure, for example, or soil pressure.
If they're above grade, they're also doing it, or is it
Yeah.
typically
all of them are below grade. All these are below grade.
but not
This is
always high, not always high water table?
Sometimes it's only 2 meter, for example. Sometimes it's 4 meter. Sometimes it's 10-meter water table, depending on the job site.
And so relatively flat grade would you call
Yes.
it Saudi Arabia is a desert? Does it have,
Yes.
does it have mounds of hills that are 10 feet higher? Do people build in the dry there? Is there any dry to build?
Yes, sometimes, for example, in Riyadh area, it's a dry area, but they have like I would say some gaps in the soil that are filled with rainwater, and then when they excavate, they find like underground
perched water.
Perch, yes, exactly, something like this. But in some location, it's 100% dry, yes. But they do the waterproofing in this case against raining water, because when it rains, it rains rain and cats and dogs. I mean, a lot of water. It rains maybe 2 times a year, but it's really heavy rain.
To test the waterproofing. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, for example, detail of a penetration. So imagine this detail is underwater. Imagine the water here, and this detail is underwater. So with the time, whatever you do here, whatever it is tight, this will loosen for sure, and water will penetrate. So we were selling this personally. When I started, I was selling this, and then with the time I was not convinced with what I'm doing. I mean, the waterproofing system, waterproofing membrane. So imagine this detail. This is a vertical wall, and these are penetrations, and this detail is to make this area watertight. So water will not penetrate here. No, water will go through this. With the time, this will be loosened, and water will go through and will enter inside the structure.
So with Shotcrete, with Chem concrete Shotcrete,
you don't worry about this, because the concrete itself.
So that's the direction we're agreeing on.
Exactly.
For you'd like our support on that, and CH Shotcrete would definitely help out, William. In terms of William would wear the helmet. I wouldn't wear the helmet. But I might wear the helmet. Maybe we could both have helmets. Could I have helmet too? I think Brian, you want a helmet too, right?
Imagine also this detail, Martin.
Brian, where are you? Brian, you're quiet. It's not like
this is for example, sometimes you build the raft on top of piles, a lot of piles, right? And then it's like a sieve. It's like a sieve. You have to do a treatment around every single pipe with the membrane. So the membrane will become like a sieve, right? These piles are probably 3 meter or 4 meter away from each other. And imagine an area of 5,000 square meter with all this number of piles and the treatment. Do you think the membrane will keep the water out in this location? For sure not. But imagine if you have Chem concrete inside the concrete here, not necessary to be full thickness here. Even if you have Chem concrete treated with Chem concrete only like this, then water will not go.
But practically with Wassim, you would spec the whole thing with Chem concrete, right? Like there would be no point saying, "Oh, let's use the cheaper concrete." It's not even necessarily more money. So
yes,
I think we know the direction we're headed is trying to get help from William to and you, to try and improve the leakage implications, right? So
this job was in Jeddah, Lamar Tower, one of the iconic buildings in the city. Look at the condition of the basement after they shut down the dewatering system. The whole basement was embedded with, it was full of water infiltration. they kept treating this basement for almost 5 years after the completion to stop the water, and they failed. A lot of issues now with durability, a lot of issues with corrosion, a lot of issues. Now they are installing a full cathodic protection system, impressed cathodic protection system for the basement to protect the reinforcing bars. This is another job. The same membrane, the same failure, but depending on the concrete quality. You see the concrete quality here, and you see the concrete quality here. Certainly the concrete quality is different. That's why you see less water. But in general, if you repair the concrete, what I'm trying to say with this presentation is that membrane is only protection. If you want to have watertight structure, you have to have watertight concrete.
Correct.
And to achieve this watertight concrete, you have to follow a lot of engineered solution. I don't want to get into it now, but I can show you some. We'll talk about it later, but I can show you some photos of what can happen at the job site. If you have your membrane, this can happen, right?
Yeah.
This can happen. Excavation can happen. Maybe they cut the membrane without anybody paying attention.
Yeah, I've seen that.
This can happen.
Yeah.
You see the nail here? Somebody wants to install something, so he nailed in the PVC membrane. Segregation like this can happen.
That's why
Around
QA in construction is so important. You know,
Yes.
people should be non-working, just watching.
Exactly. You see,
And my-
like
Costs money.
Well, but that's costs money to have warranty, right? To have
Yeah.
mistakes. So
somebody
I don't-
here, for example, cut the membrane to install his reinforcing bar to extend it. This is the type of projects we normally used to do. So imagine how many pile here in this area. And all of this are treated with the same detail that I showed you before.
Yeah, that's a lot of membrane.
A lot of membrane, a lot of detailing, and for sure the membrane become like a sieve. It's not a continuous and really envelope around. You cannot trust the membrane alone.
Correct.
You have to have watertight concrete to have watertight structure. This is the conclusion.
Correct.
Huge projects like this project was like I remember this was 15 meter below water surface, Martin. This is the Jewel of the Greek, one of the biggest projects in Abu Dhabi.
Is that secant wall or is that slurry wall?
That was slurry wall.
Yeah.
This is the Louvre Museum in Abu Dhabi. Most iconic projects, they were done and waterproofed with membrane, and all of them are complete failure. I personally
Is
was
that
involved.
is that rebar, steel rebar?
Yes, steel rebars for the piles.
Why don't you use MST rebar or like
No,
glass,
they started
glass
yes,
bar?
they started the manufacturing. I don't know if you know the company Mateen Bar from Netherlands. Yes, Mateen Bar started its own manufacturing facility with my previous company, Kabani Construction Group, to manufacture glass fiber rebars in the Middle East.
Yeah, that's
New technology there. It's new technology.
Yes.
they're stronger bar, right? They're stronger.
Lighter,
Non-corrosive.
Yeah.
non-corrosive.
Yes, stuff like this can happen outside.
Wassim, are you sharing screen right now? I
Yeah.
sent you an email. I tried to send it to Dante
Okay,
earlier.
let me open my email then once again, please. Yes, I'm gonna.
So this is. Go ahead.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
stop sharing and sharing again. Sorry, it was you saw the detail.
I saw it come up briefly. Yeah.
Sorry, one second. I'm gonna reopen again. You see the screen now?
There it is. So
Yes. No. Yeah.
that's William and I's company. He's the C, I'm the H. So this is this idea of a feather edge. You see that feather? It's like an angle, 2-to-1 angle. It's actually the
This one.
main claim on that patent.
This
And
one.
then, yes. And so the two layers stagger. So the joints don't line up. And the 5 inches, double 5 inches of Chem concrete is, but the Shotcrete feather is kind of important, I think. Now, those are steel bars. And I think you could get glass bars. Can you get glass hollow bar? Do you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So if you had glass hollow bar, then you've got a soldier pile there, but you could get, I guess, do you buy into galvanized steel having protection enough for a soldier
Yes.
pile?
Yes.
Yeah. And then, what we would do in this detail is we would use 5 MPa in a steel pile. We would use self-drilling bars. This is FEH2O lock. So this replaces secant wall, and it saves $100 a square foot in Toronto. Now, Toronto's all clay, and a lot of things were overdone, and everybody copied Toronto across Canada, like, oh, Toronto must know. And they were trying to avoid the stormwater going to the sanitary because of a lot of mixed situations, and they thought, well, people shouldn't be allowed to put stormwater from their site in the sanitary. So they created the bathtub law, and they started doing 2 meters of raft slab with 2,400 kilograms per cubic meter of rebar, steel rebar. And, you got 2 meters of excavation, everything 2 meters. And in the 80s, we would build at Queen and Yonge, and it was clay. I did the Sky Dome, it was rock. There was no need to be senseless about that. But this detail here, this FEH2O lock, in plan, you could see it better. But what I do there is I expose the clay in the 5 MPa, and I put drain board. So the drain board is a wrapped drain board first. Then I put the 2 5-inch layers. So the drain board would automatically cause the water to go down because of gravity. Natter and Sari says the rate of evaporation exceeds the rate of leakage. He always had that saying. He's one of the better engineers. He owns Issuit. So the idea is that in plan view, now that we have our emails connected, I'll send you the odd email with this system. But I think this system has merit. Now, it's only patented in Canada. I couldn't afford to patent it in the States, but I would use it in the States if I got involved with Killer in the States or whatever. I would show them this detail. But mainly, Chem concrete is a well-kept secret. Sam's doing his best, but they hardly have any sales because of who they picked to sell it. And Boris is up north. He's a great guy, and he's got precast. And Jim's in the States. He's just getting going. But it takes a long time to get something like that going. I'm not quite sure how they make it, but it was interesting to have them on the podcast and talk about it. We made some shorts with it. So the Chem concrete, though, I feel like I should explain it to Brian because I know he's listening, but the Chem concrete is a nanotechnology of 5 nanos. And so that 5 nano works like the cementitious. So it replaces cement because it works like cement, Brian.
Yeah.
Even though it's not cement. So it's nanotechnology. When you put that together, like nanosilica, for instance, and some of the technologies that Wassim mentioned, will go because of the nanos. It'll penetrate the concrete. Now, nanosilica, they claim there are all these things, and E5 got a patent on it, but they shouldn't have got a patent according to my patent. But when nanosilica is left alone in a slab, it disappears. Like that nanosilica, it creates a gel, but the gel doesn't stay. I don't know if you knew that was saying it's not a good product, really. We know now Chem concrete is the new standard.
Far superior.
yeah, like there's so many things we should just evolve everything around chem concrete and their sales. I mean, if you look at crystalline, there's billion-dollar companies in Canada, you know, and
You know Crichton, right?
yeah,
Martin,
and
you know Crichton. Crichton. I'm using
and
Crichton in the Middle East as well. I used to use their Chem products, their crystal products, broadcast and T1, T2 for the repair.
is Zypex in the Middle East too?
Zypex, Penetron, Vandex, Crichton, so many companies are in the Middle East. So many.
But are you going to revert to chem concrete when you
Yes.
can? Yeah.
Yes.
So and the glass bar.
Actually, I'm testing the chem concrete versus all these technologies in Morocco now, and the first test they superseded Sika by far, and we are testing against capillary systems soon. But I'm
what did you test against Sika, like a crystalline?
No, in Morocco they use their waterproofing admixtures, pore blockers from Sika, Plastocrete and products like this. This is what they use in Morocco, so that's why we tested the product versus Sika.
And what was in your opinion, you test permeability? Is that you're able?
We tested absorption.
Yeah.
Reduced absorption, and we tested permeability. Yes, boss.
Interesting. Well, you know, we're an hour and a half, guys. I wonder, Wassim, if we should do a part 2. We could plan it.
I think so, because I really want to show you what's our plan for the waterproofing with Chem concrete. Chem concrete is very essential in our solution to solve the issue of the absorption. We don't want the concrete to absorb any water. Now, our solution will take care of the concrete quality and the cracking and all the other stuff that might happen in a concrete treated with Chem concrete.
When you say your solution, you mean Chem concrete?
Chem concrete as admixtures, yes. So the absorption part of the concrete, yes. But Chem concrete cannot prevent concrete from cracking, for example. Cannot prevent concrete, cannot treat the joint between the rough foundation and the wall. Cannot treat the around the penetration, right? Because water will infiltrate from these locations.
But it's all in the details, right?
Yeah, because I was told
that's
exactly.
See this
when
second.
we learned
Remember
when we
the
learned
sketch
about
here.
Chem concrete,
Yeah.
we learned that it wouldn't crack as concrete does. Correct? Like that's what we were learning, that the Chem concrete doesn't crack like normal concrete.
You cannot prevent 100% concrete from cracking. All concrete cracks. There is water in the concrete, water will evaporate, the volume will change, concrete will crack. That's for sure.
And if you put a higher percentage of the Chem concrete, couldn't you?
Well, you could put basaltic fibers in the concrete, Wassim, right? Like, I like basaltic fibers.
I think we are dealing with the harsh environment. We're working in very high temperature, and shrinkage is inevitable in our locations, and we have to be really careful about the cracking and the shrinkage of concrete for vertical wall, especially for long structures, also where you have to design expansion joints and stuff. So there are other alternative solutions and accessories and the treatment that needs to be done with the Chem concrete to have a watertight structure.
Yes. So the drainage board on the back of that detail is key. I think you understand it, Wassim, and I can give you more details on footprintengineering.ca. All the details are there of my patents, I believe. But I'll send you more emails that show you more details.
Which is needed wherever we don't have hydrostatic pressure, whenever we have like rainwater only to prevent accumulation of water behind the concrete. But wherever you have hydrostatic pressure, it is hydrostatic pressure. There is water there and you cannot prevent it. So you have to make sure that you have a full watertight structure and watertight joint between the vertical wall and the foundation. because this is the most critical part where water can infiltrate inside the structure.
Right. Because you're below the water table with seawater, correct?
Yes, we're talking about waterproofing under hydrostatic pressure.
Right. You know, I did a job at the Admiral Hotel with Deep in the 80s, near the end of the 80s. And we did 25 MPa concrete. And what we did is we moved the Silicate wall, we moved the casings before the concrete got hard. And that was completely waterproof. Like, because we were using a vibro. So we were pushing the vibro down into the shale bedrock. And that was with lake. The lake was right there from the dock. And they put the Admiral Hotel on that. And today, if you go in the Admiral Hotel on Queen's Quay in Toronto, you can still see the 25 MPa circles in the because that nobody bothered putting a block wall everywhere, right? Why put a block wall? It's interesting. I haven't been in there for a long time, but I went in there, I don't know, 10 years later, and there was no leaks. So I think fibers are important, and the details are important.
Exactly.
And so you're welcome to, with William and I, you know, if William gets some work out of this and I get some work out of this with the helmet, that we could help you remotely. If you wanted to try,
I would be very happy, Martin, to promote the solution in the Middle East with our partners and add this technology and this innovative solution to our technology kit. And if our sales engineer can understand it, and I'm sure we can explain it to them, they can promote it with the contractors and see if we can apply it in one of the projects there.
Yeah,
so that
Fits
would
perfectly with our endeavor.
Yeah. And we have to send Brian over by plane to tell jokes.
That'd be good.
Anyway, that's
I think the two between the helmet and the Chem concrete, so that you guys can explain it to you guys there in Middle East. I think the two together would work hand in hand, 100%.
yeah.
Just last thing to mention, Martin. You know, when you have this big raft foundation and you worry about the temperature of the concrete and the rise of the temperature in big mass of concrete. So we are also collaborating with companies that developed special software to control concrete during pouring and to manage the pouring of the raft in sequence, so they can eliminate shrinkage, reduce shrinkage, and eliminate the rise in temperature. So there is a company here called Ziatic Scientific from Ottawa. They are the manufacturer of the maturity sensors test, maturity sensors, and they have their own solution for the proper planning of the concrete pours, like big concrete pours. And I think we're gonna need this to properly manage our foundation pouring as part of our quality control for the concrete placement to reduce cracking and eliminate problems in the concrete. So what we are trying to offer really is a comprehensive engineered solution that starts from the batch plant to the curing of the concrete.
So what are those sensors again? I've heard the name before, but basically
these are maturity sensors that provide you with the time of the setting and slump reduction.
Yeah.
It's called maturity. They are called maturity sensors.
And you spell it GIAN, is it not?
Ziatic Scientific.
Yeah.
Yes, I can also share with you the company name. It's from Ottawa here. They have nice technology.
So
it's becoming really a worldwide company. They are using their technologies in the big concrete pours.
So are you able to send show notes to Dante? Like
Yes,
then
Yes.
you'll have to type them out, Dante. Correct spelling of everyone's name and everything. But anyway, so we'll end part one. I thank you very much for everything you've said tonight, and I look forward to reconnecting, maybe, in a month or two.
Yes, no problem. Anytime.
Yeah, sounds good.
And God bless you guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you for
Thanks,
listening.
everyone.
Thank you, guys. Peace.